the future research. So it is not about shaping students' thinking so that they can go and become a better professional, but you can also contribute to the field of sustainable HRM. You can shape the field with your research. Now, for example, there is no way you can measure sustainable HRM because it's not a variable or a construct, but you can measure sustainable HRM based on characteristics, like how, in strategic HRM, you have high performance work practices, which has the characteristics of AMO, ability, motivation, and opportunity. That's the characteristics of strategic HRM. So I have written about the values and characteristics of sustainable HRM and published a book chapter on the characteristics of sustainable HRM, which will help you to use and shape how you can measure sustainable HRM based on characteristics, right? The second important thing is the synthesis effect. I talked about people, planet, and profit. Hughes-led and others in strategic HRM talked only about profit. But we as a researcher, because we wanted to achieve the synthesis effect, we need to see the combined effect of how the characteristics have an impact on. So we can use HRM system based on the characteristics to build and understand the synthesis effect. So HRM system plays an important role based on the characteristics to achieve the synthesis. That's another possible research what you could have. Now, sustainable HRM roles, do you need to have different competencies? Do you need to have a separate role which is different from strategic HRM role? Yes. Oric has talked about strategic HR roles. But what we are talking about is sustainable HR roles, which includes layering. If you want to achieve synthesis effect, you need to layer different aspects of it. So we have written about it, and more research can happen there. And sorry guys, I have only a couple of more minutes. You can talk about green HRM from ecocentric approach. And this is a key aspect. International sustainable HRM. Is sustainable HRM the same in India, in Korea, in Europe? I can see it different when I interact with international scholars. Their thinking is different because of the cultural values each one of us bring. So international sustainable HRM is another area where people can shape. And there's a lot of research is happening on sustainability reporting. There is always whitewashing is happening, or in terms of, greenwashing is happening. So these are a number of things, what's happening now. So as researcher, you have plenty of opportunities to explore how you can shape the field of sustainable HRM.